Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchiwobi Daniel. So if you're new here, welcome on board, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys how I slayed a satin skin finish makeup tutorial. So this video is all about the skin work and also the eye work. So if you want to know how I achieved this, please keep on watching. Okay, so I've already done the skin walk. There was no tripod available at that moment, so but I'm going to put you guys through how I did the skin. I used Hudabeauty foundation for my foundation, and I used my aucoin and Tart concealer for the highlights, and then I used my Veebeauty concealer in 07 for the contour. Okay, so moving ahead, I didn't actually plan to film this look, but when the tripod came, I decided to just continue from where I stopped. So just setting under her eyes. And in case you really want to know how I achieved skin work, I have a lot of videos on my channel on light skin models that I did makeup on, so you can actually watch and see how I achieved the skin work. But I'll definitely leave in the description box all the products I use for this glam. So please, I'm sorry I didn't get the beginning part, okay? So but you can ask your questions in the comment section. So I'm just setting under her eyes with my Tilbury powder in 01. For the concealer, I've already mentioned Aucoin and Tart Cosmetics, and for the foundation, I used my Hudabeauty in Leches with the NYX Glow foundation in golden. So I just mixed the two of them. That was what I used in achieving the skin finish. And for the blush, I used my usual cream blush from the imagic palette. So after setting, I went ahead to powder her face. So for powdering her face, I wanted her face skin to have a very natural skin finish, no too much of everything. So I just mixed my MAC mineralized skin finish in medium golden. So the MAC mineralized, I mixed it with my Bobbi Brown powder. I'm going to leave the name down below. I think in the shade orange 3. So I'm using this random MSQ powder brush to pat the two powders in. So I literally put my brush in the two powders just to catch the two shades, and I really love the outcome on her skin. So I'm just going to use patting motions, because if you use rubbing motion or swirl motion, it's definitely going to lift the products that is already there, like the foundation and probably your skincare, the skin prep. So you don't want to do that. Patting works better because it seals in the foundation. So I'm going to tan her skin, more like warm up her skin, using this Fenty bronzer in Island Pink. I love this bronzer for light skinned people. I love that it's not too dark and it's just giving them that sun-kissed, tan kind of. So I'm going to just use it all over the perimeters of her face, especially the forehead and the cheekbones. So it's actually serving as both contour and bronzer for me, because I already did a light cream contour, and to be honest, I don't want to like go over it with another contour powder, because I really don't want it to be too dark, and that was why I used my eyeliner thing. So I'm still going to use the same Fenty bronzer to give her nose a definition, just to create a little pointy nose there. I'm just using a small eyeshadow brush to do that. And when you do that, you definitely need to blend that in, okay? You need to blend that in. I'm still going to go over the the forehead and blend down. I'll do all that because this makeup is all about skin, and obviously we're going to slay it. So I'm just going to do like a reverse contour on her nose area just to make the nose a little bit more pointier, because I want this makeup look to be given. So I'm definitely going to do everything I can to give it what it's supposed to give. So I'm just going to bake. I'm sorry for my friends crossing all over the video. It's a full studio that day, so you might be seeing a couple of people in the background. So I baked under her eyes using my Laurer Mercier powder in translucent. I really love how soft it is. So achieving skin work and satin finish, you have to actually use light application. Okay, it's better to build up than to pack in once. Okay, so it's raining over here, and you probably might hear the sound of lightning and thunder. So I hope it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to just set all over everywhere that I used my concealer, because I really don't want any creasing at all. And I'm going to indirectly apply that setting powder below her contour, below her the hollows of her cheeks, because I just want to give that place a little definition. So moving on, I'm going to blend that in and make sure that it is not, giving a very harsh blend kind of. So it's supposed to be smooth and all that. So the next thing I'm going to do is do eyeshadow. I'm sure you guys are used to me doing brows before eyeshadow, but you know how makeup evolve these days. You might want to keep trying new things and start getting used to it on time. So this is the end thing now, eyeshadow before eyebrows. And I don't know, I think I'm trying this for the third time. I've done it before, but I wasn't able to film it. So for the eyeshadow, I used my Morphe eyeshadow palette in 350 350 3502, yeah. So I'm just going to use the burnt orange and apply all over her crease and blend that in. So I'm also moving in with an orange eyeshadow from the same palette, using my fingers to just tap it on the on her sockets. Okay, so just on her eyelid, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So guys, eyeshadow application, if I'm working on a model and I need to be fast, guys, I'll probably do not be so perfect on the eyes, but I'll definitely go back and blend. So blending is key. You might want to go back with your blending brush to blend and blend and blend. So if you notice that the first color I used is the burnt orange, and now the second one is the brown. So this brown is to add a little depth to give it a more like a smoky effect. Now I love this smoky effect because there's something it actually does when you use pigment on the eyes. And trust me, for this look, I for once really want to give it a more, like, it's smoky, but it's going to be very subtle and at the same time glam and at the same time luxury. Okay, I don't know if I'm talking too much, but okay, now I have to do the pigments. That orange on the eyes, that's the pigmented orange, is more like a background for my pigment. So I'm using two Luztacosmetics pigments in Phonics and Lemonade. So before I go ahead to do that pigment, I'm definitely going to tap a little bit of glitter primer, and I'm using NYX for it. Oh, I keep calling it NYX. It's actually NYX glitter primer. So I'm going to apply the Phonics first, I'm going in with the phonics, and I love the fact that I'm using my fingers. You guys know I usually use brush, but guys, if you want your pigment not to be overly there, like you want it to be as appear very natural, I advise that you use your finger, but please don't use the same finger you used in applying the glitter primer, okay, so that it doesn't give you patches. So I'm going to just carefully apply that pigment and blend it into the smoke. I mean, are you seeing the reason why I actually use the smoke? Like I added the dark brown because the pigment will, blend into it and leave traces. It won't leave any traces of harsh line. So, but this is not to tell you not to blend. You actually need to blend. But in case you're in a hurry and you need to be somewhere, okay, the pigment covers everything up. And then the second pigment I added was the same luster in lemonade. So lemonade is lemonade, and you can see it has this lemon shade, and it just has a way of blending into this phonics, and they now look like it's the same eyeshadow pigment, but it's not. So moving on, I'm going to use the dark brown I use in creating that smoke on her crease. I'm going to smoke her lower lash line, and I'm going to smoke it out. Okay, so this is adding more depth to her eyes because guys, my friend Isabel makeover, I told her I wasn't going to delete this video because she just crossed, and I was like, Isa, you're in my video, and she just had to show herself. So I'm going to use a detailer brush to blend the brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to blend it out, give it a good blend, but don't get blended too much, too out, kind of like let it not take a lot of space on the lower eyes. Okay, so blend, okay. So after blending, the next thing I'm going to do is to line her eyes, and I'm going to be using my Inglot gel liner in number 77 to line her eyes. This will further add more depth to the eyes and also make the eyes pop. So it's going to also give it a good definition. So I'll carefully do the lining. Can't you guys see that the difference between the non-lined eyes and the lined eyes is a lot of difference, and it looks better with the lining. Okay, so after lining, I'm going to also line her lower lashes, but before then, I'm going to do her brows. So you see where I said that if you're in a hurry, this is actually the best way to do your makeup. I did this makeup in like 14 minutes. It wasn't even up to an hour. I don't know if it was even up to the 14 minutes, but I'm just guessing because it was pretty fast, like pretty fast. I had a client before her, so I wasted her time, and she needed to be somewhere, so I had to hurry. I don't know, but I noticed that most people I do makeup on are either in a hurry to be somewhere. So I also have to be hurried too for them to meet up. So you can see that doing brows last doesn't change anything. I'll just carefully use my concealer and define. I really love this technique. Reason is because you don't have to really spend your time trying to define brows. I mean, these days the brows people wear these days are hardly defined. I've even met clients that tell me that they don't want extremely defined brows. They just want their brows to appear natural, like it's not even defined. So this is it. If you really have such clients, I wish I would have more clients like that so that I won't be spending all my time trying to give a brows some definition. It takes a whole lot of time. Okay, so after blending out the concealer, I went in with my Morphe bronzer in Trailblazer. Now Trailblazer has more like the same shade of that eyeshadow I use as my transition, but I love that it's light head, the cupid bow, and the chin, and the cheekbones. So these are the places I place this highlighter, and little goes a long way because it's so pigmented. I just want a little bit of glow. When the light comes on her, it will just, pop from the side. So you don't need to add much. And for me, I use two different glow. I use this highlighter from Artist Couture, and I also went in with my TM Essential cheek glaze. I don't know what shade it is, but I'm definitely going to leave it in the description box. Guys, pardon me, these people keep walking round and round in my video, but it's fine. I hope you guys ain't losing focus on the main deal, which is the tutorial itself. So blend your way out, okay? You don't want to leave anything unblended. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to do her lips. I already did I sprayed her face with MAC mineralized spray. Did I say mineralized? I thought it was a powder, sorry. I sprayed with MAC Prep and Prime for just to calm her face before I go in with a finishing spray. So I'm going in with this lippy. This is those of colors lippy. I'm going to do the shade down below. I think this is Warm Me Up. Oh yeah, I think so, but I will leave it in the description box because I have a couple of their lip stains and I'm always confused with their names. Okay, so I'll leave it down in the description box. So I'm just going to use this Vitamin eyeshadow brush to carefully line the borders of her lips, because this is what gives the lip a good definition. If you don't line the borders, I don't know, I feel the lips will just appear flat. You don't just go in and just apply a lipstick and leave it without lining the borders. So the borders is what makes the lipstick look popping and clean and have a little bit of definition. So I'm carefully doing that because I don't want her lips to be too brown. So the brown I'm using is not as brown as the other ones I have in my kit. So afterwards, I also applied